This is Question Time. It is a board game about Australia's politics and history. In our collection we have the first edition of the game. So this game obviously came about at a certain time in Australian politics, and it was the things that it was talking about were on people's minds. We have much older games in the collection dating from the 1920s. It's a trivia game with some additional elements to it, and the essential idea of it is to pass legislation, and you pass legislation by moving around the chamber, answering questions, speaking on bills. It mirrors the way that government works and the way that they pass laws in real life. The original version of the game wasn't designed to be a marketed product. It was a one-off sort of gag for a particular senator, but when they realised that it could be marketed, they did.
We have a friend, John Faulkner, who was a senator, and we were having dinner for his birthday, and so I put this thing together. It was a bit of a kind of ad hoc kind of a game at that point, and we played it, and it was hilarious.
He loved it. He thought it was just like the real Parliament, only more fun.
After that, I thought, well, this might have legs.
And Tessie said, I've got this game, and she showed me this thing, and I said, okay, great. She said, can you help me sort of put it together? And that's when we started really sort of looking at it as a proper game.
Then we started to think, what would a board look like? And then I said, what about the House of Representatives? And Libby did that beautiful graphic.
The board looks like a game board, but it also looks like the chamber. It looks like the House of Representatives, and it's got the same basic sort of green colour. The idea being that you start as a backbencher and move your way up to becoming a minister.
You know, and then we started thinking about all the hilarious things like stuff-ups and scandals and, filibusters and things that would make the gameplay fun. Because of my experience as a tutor, I really, really, really wanted this to be a learning experience, but it would not be boring. It couldn't be boring, or it'd just be pulped.
In terms of tactics, they emphasise that it's important to be a game and to be kind, but they do still have stabbing in the back, and they do still have a mechanic that allows you to betray other players, make alliances, and then betray them. So it's making a bit of a commentary about the way politics works as well.
You're not looking at the same game every time, although the board's the same. Every time you pick up a card, something could happen to you in this game, and that was the point. It's, you might suddenly have to swap with somebody.
You could be just about to win.
You might have gained all these cards, and suddenly somebody picks up a card and says, "I want to swap everything with you." And so it was a way of that. If people didn't know anything about politics, they could still play,
and they could still win.
A game isn't just a way of passing the time on a Sunday afternoon. A really good game is about something. A really good game teaches a lesson or helps you practice a skill, and is also a social event. This game was very much designed to be played for fun as a social event where political nerds get together and geek out about their politics.
We had the first run was 3,000 units, and they sold in 3 months. They came in a big container, 3,000 of the boxes this size. And so what we hired a storage room, we were not professionals, put it that way. And then suddenly, it took off, and there we were. It was around.
And we were driving around delivering them to all the bookstores and stuff.
I had them in a pool bag, like with wheels,
trolley bag,
going around bookshops in the stinking heat. Saying, do you want to sell this? Yeah, love to sell that.
And particularly in Canberra, it went off. And we had one of those courier companies, and the guy would come along every morning and go, how many have you got today? And there'd be
big piles of them wrapped up, ready to go. So yeah, it was very much a cottage industry. We were amazed. Like, there's game shops, so downstairs they sell the games, but then you go upstairs, and it's a room as big as this, which is a big room, and full of tables and people playing board games. I had no idea. In terms of who plays them, it's really massively varied.
My theory is that if you play games as children, if you play them in your family, if it's sort of something you're brought up with, then it's something that you continue to be interested in.
Games are more popular now than they've ever been, so there's a real market now for this kind of stuff, to the point that, that this game has a second edition now.
You know, and everybody plays board games different. There's the ones who I'm going to win it no matter what, and the other ones who are playing strategies and side strategies and stuff. You understand a lot about people's personalities by playing board games. But no, I think it's a really good thing, people coming together, like, it's nice to come together for a dinner party, but it's nice to come together to do something.